course. And then later on, we're going to do our wonderful things. Whoa, gold 5, isn't that cute? Let me just check I've got the cards ready for some action. Alright. He's big on them, is big. Alright, we're good there. Ooh. Let's fix that, shall we? Damage is interesting, but I should probably concentrate on doing some nice combos. So I need a spare card, thank you. Right, that's better. Hello, Manf. How are you doing today? Only half an hour left to the... Did I just hit the wrong one? Yeah. Only half an hour of championship left to go. Just taking it off. Make sure. I'll run that back quickly. Second set. Where are you? There you are. Okay, should be good. Ooh, got a new super. Did I update my cards? No. Of course not. Time for that. Who's got time for that? Haven't even got time for anything. Oh, that'll do, that's good. What a team! Yeah, it looks good. Alright, let's give it a go. Day off today. Hello, Saint. Hello, Miguel. Oof. Oh, it's Doria! Doria's! No! That's pain. She's got quite the armor, that one. But you know what? Let's go. Hello, Drez. Alright, so they've given us this, have they? Let's go like that. King of Fighters 94, Nando's in the house. That remix, constantly, not even the remix, just that sample is just used throughout that soundtrack. It's crazy. And there's another one, but ah! Okay, I guess I can't do roll there. Saseruka. So much for the loop, eh? Ooh, right. Oh, thunder break, super. Oh, there's something in the air. Darkness! Oh, I got drunk last night. I'm gonna get drunk later. I've got some writing to do, but difficult. Woo! Good old Vanessa. You can imagine, like, I've got my super ready to go, and then it's gone. Typical Vanessa. Freeze on freeze. Oh, whoop. Who's doing that? Can't stop myself. Aggressive gun. Block. Cancel. Ah, freeze immunity is funny. Did it again. Just keep going into it. I'm mad. What should I do now? Hey, Springtrap. I'm over here, dude. Finish, ne? So we're just chilling on the stream. We're going to have a little interview in about 20 minutes with Saint. Chat about King of Fighters All-Star and stuff. don't know. Anything else? Got any questions? Start preparing them now! What am I doing? So slow. Oh, Grey Manga, what? Why? Ah! Unbelievable. Yeah, I wanted to do many things. Woo! Have $2. Thank you very much, Grey Manga. It's not my birthday though. You know. But thank you so much. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, that was a lovely Saturday gift. Oh, thank you so much. Don't forget, Grey Manga Ark's got a channel as well. Give him a follow. Oh, look at Razzle Daz. Oh, look at this team. Blimey. This is all very dangerous, actually. I'm gonna take a risk and say, no, no! I'm probably going to die now. Oh man. Ooh, but they gave me this. Let's go in this order. Oh right, just had a saying. Happy birthday was funny. Okay, my birthday is in December. Oh no, it's approaching. Another year closer to death. I love the way that thing's actually like. Don't ask me, man. No, Idris, I don't play that event anymore. I got 2 sets of cards out of it, and I don't really need them anymore. No laser beams? Oh, okay. There it is. That's good to know. It's not invincible. Emergency dodge! Okay, fine. Have a football. Hey! Oh. I think the timing here is a bit off for this person. Hey Deadpooler. Yeah, maybe the same. Yeah, maybe you forgot to put cards on. It's it's one of those things, when you start, plop. Petrify! Super starting! Oh well. Yeah. Oh well. The odds of fun set. That's the one, the critical, right? Yeah, I'm only using that for the PvE events when you just want to try and get some extra damage. This is one of the times when I should leave it on practice mode and actually look at the comparison of damage. But I'm addicted to fighting. What can I say? But yeah. I think the last time we tested like the Mad Hatter set. Actually, you know what? We should test it again. We really should. Because I think the criticals should be higher. Did I just fight this guy? Okay. Should I give them a better chance? No, no. We're strong. So I'm gonna do. Oh, go on then. They're gonna kill me, Hey, Salvador. See, I think the odds are fun. I'm just using it for the events and trying to get that super damage, but it's a matter of luck. So I put it on like lane 0 and just hope you get some super damage. But it's all about luck, innit? Oh, okay. Ooh, it's not bad. My restream track's actually working. That's interesting. I'm banning Clone Zero because I'm not being a bully. That's why. When you see a team that's like not so great, you're meant to like give them a... Now this is going to kill me, right? But I want to get... You know what? I shouldn't have done that. Oh, it's Aaron! Oh, for crying out loud. I want to get more experience against Liz. I'm thinking I know what she's doing, but not really. Right. Oh, you wouldn't let me have Bryna, huh? Okay. I see Brian is out of the team now, Aaron. Interesting. Yeah, exactly, Safador. It's like, you win, you lose. It's annoying actually still, but you're like, well, it's just for glory, isn't it? Stun. You can stop that right now. I said stop that right. Ah, stop that right now. Ooh, I don't think you wanted that, did you? Woo! Woo! Oh no, I messed it up. I messed it up. Should have done that. A-12. I messed it up. I had that in the bag, as we say. I was like, yeah, I just need that skill one to come back in. It'll be fine. I'll try to give it a dodge. Maybe get electric. I mean, frozen. No. Yeah, there it is. Ooh. Wow. Yeah, I keep forgetting you can punch that thing, but it's really, really fast, that drill. God. Right, okay, now. There's a stun. Woo! I've not got any time for this. Try and get that damage out of the way. I press skill 3, but what? What are you doing? Back up, back up. Let's change your plan. Oh, she got me. The range on that grab. The range. They should add more things to buy is CS Chop. Could you make a sentence in English there, Miguel, please? Ah, no! Oh, I could dodge that. Come on, kiddo, you can do it. No, don't do that. There we go. Woohoo! Stun? Yeah, it's a bit strange, isn't it? I should have stun reflex, but what's going on? Right, this lady. Very annoying. Here, honey. Where are you going? Oh, it's always that, isn't it? You know, it's always that, isn't it? You're just about to get going, and you get the DOT on you. Arr, arr. Oh well, GG's. Huh. Just within my grasp. Yeah, it's interesting, Elizabeth. She's quite the pain. She's quite the pain. Choo, choo. Why are you always looking at your emails when you should be studying? hey, GG's, Aaron. That was fun. Don't look at YouTube, Melody. Back to the books. Ah, my gosh, man. We're challenging everyone today. Right. You know what? I've got a crazy idea. No, I don't. I'll not find that guy, and I'm not Fine. That one either. Oh my gosh. It's going to be tough. They should add summon tickets or tokens in Championship Shop. Ah. You know what's going to happen though when that happens? Alright. Hop, hop. You're going to have the top people in the guild. Oh. Wow, complete everything. Stop! Stop! Everything. I lost by default. Yeah, right. I have the proof. Can have certain people, like certain hackers, like taking all the tokens. Yeah, no, I don't think so. They don't deserve it because all they do is hack all day. See, look, so Nando, right? What you do here is you're meant to ban the weakest characters. So basically, that means him and him, and then you leave Choi. And yeah, because you're always rubbish.
9, 8, 7.
Yeah, well, you know. What happened? But at least you know that I didn't rage quit, so you know. Oh wow. Let me have 0. Fine, let's just do it this way. Well, at least you're getting matches there, hey Kim. This is interesting.
Round 1.
Well, this could go all kinds of ways. You know. Let's try to bait. No, bait. Fuses. I'm actually. Cards, maybe? I have indeed reduced the amount of drinking. I don't drink hard liquor during the week. I know it's crazy. Absolutely mad. Choo, choo, choo. Look at that, such a slow response. Taps. I almost don't want to hit him. Fried egg. I'm not sure I did hit him there. Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing. Exactly. I thought, okay, you know, old person could have started looking after my liver, give it some time to get better, and now I just get wrecked on the weekends. It's like woohoo! Yeah, exactly. 3 points. You know what I mean, Kim? Yeah, exactly. It's like 3 points. All right, why not? Can't we? Not going to refuse them, innit? But when you lose it, you're like, well, I didn't. How dare this stupid netcode do this to me? I did not quit. How rage! Oh, right, yeah. Well, you know, Nando, sometimes you just like, yeah, you let them have Kazuya. Sometimes you're just like, yeah, no. But, you know, you're supposed to, like, yeah, do that. One shot of Spiritus, 97. You're out of your mind. You know, I just randomly remember how someone was posting on Twitter, like, how many times do you brush your teeth? And he was like, at the end, he was like, yeah, so basically nobody brushes 3 times a day. And Broken Record will tell you, like, when you get to this age, you start to notice some things are a bit smelly. And you're like, right, gonna have to floss. And you pull out all this weird stuff from between your teeth. You're like, yeah, gonna have to floss 3 times a day. Well, maybe not 3 times a day. It's more like basically after eating something that you know is going to be stuck in between your teeth. So now I'm like, yeah, dental hygiene. Got to keep it up, and you got to wash other bits of yourself as well a bit more regularly because you're a stinky old man. Things to look forward to. Like this is a no mercy case. It's like, what? No. But the question is now who to fight. Who do I do not want to fight? I do not want to fight any of these people. But I'm going to do this. Sometimes I can't be bothered. Stupid Elizabeth. I don't know what she's doing. And I'm going to go for the 1, 2, 3 technique. Ooh, I got a 0. Hey, Marlon. Hey, Naskos. A little early, yeah? That's right. Yeah. You know, we do what we can, you know. But I'm just saying, like, basically it's bad breath. If you don't get those things out from between your teeth, that rots. You know, brushing teeth's not enough. You've got to get the stuff out from between your teeth because that stuff stinks. That's what gives you bad breath. And you're just like, okay. got to improve, man. Oh. It's like Dennis told you this 50 million times. You didn't listen. Good, good. They know. Okay. Which side? Okay, I'm over here. That's good. Let's do that again, shall we? Laser beam's coming, innit? I know. Laser beam's coming. Is that like... Wow, the slowdown. Come on. 3, 2... I'm gonna get shot now. That's good. Just took away all my things. That was interesting. See, it's amazing, right? When I don't do this again, right? I do it. Oh yeah, that was a good move actually. But I'm just saying, like, he's already rolled. I'm like, yeah, about to do my move. Yeah, anyway. Without Miguel? What do you mean, with or without? What is going on with this thing? Oh, that's great. What was that, eh? Look at this super roll, man. I press a button, nothing happens. It's good, isn't it? How does that even work? Whatever. Oh yeah, morning breath as well. Okay, don't worry about that. That's just normal. But you know, you like when you watch the movies and stuff, and you're like, yeah. You watch all the movies and like people like kissing each other in the morning and stuff. You're like, yo, Joe, you guys are funny, mate. That stuff ain't happening, my friends. It's like, nope. There's gonna be none of that. Don't turn to me in the morning. It's just no. It's a big nope. Nope. What did they fix? I don't think that person left the match, but whatever, innit? Oh yeah, that. Yeah. I see Miguel doesn't want to talk anymore. It's probably why. Clean? What is clean? Certain people washing once every 2 days. What? What is this? What is this nastiness? Me now, right? I wake up and I'm like, I know certain bits of myself have been a bit sweaty during the night. I'm going to give them a rinse. All right. Before I go to sleep, I go have a shower. You know why? It's not even for hygiene. I mean, it's not even that. The sheets feel so nice when you're clean. Oh, it's heavenly. It's heavenly. I tell you. It's fantastic. Wait, why did I do that? Oh no, I'm fighting Miss Big. I'm an idiot. Oh yeah, exactly, Drez. Exactly. It's like I love fizzy drinks, but now I'm like, no. Bad. But yeah, the thing is, right, what you can do is you can have your fizzy drink and then you've got to brush your teeth. Or at least rinse your mouth or something, or have chewing gum or something. Get the sugar off your teeth, that's the main thing. Of course, drinking those things are just bad anyway for you. So try to reduce. Oh, well, that was nice, wasn't it? What was that? Wait, is this guy stopped playing or something? Look, I'm trying to bait him to roll. There it is, right? And he's like, nothing's happening. Oh, there we go. Let's just try to get a super out there. I don't know if this is even going to work. Wait, how does this even work? Okay, it works. Can you like... Wow, did you see that? I don't know what's going on. Yeah, Miguel, I'm not, no, trust me. I'm sure. Whoop. We can't, I'm sure we both are having sick. Whoa! Not being able to do anything right now. Well, I did press a button, but okay. Oh, maybe I'm frozen. That's why. Woo! Combos. Wake up, supers! Now wake up, grab. Yes. Did I upgrade a VPG card? No, I didn't! Oh, jeez. Darth Vader? Who's that? Is this supposed? Okay, auto name is moving today. Okay, I'm just checking it's no nasty things. Wah! There we go. I don't know what's going on. Oh, it's me, Zion. Okay, good. Just say the words. Yeah, no. Hey, Ragnarok. I think a certain member of my, a certain member of my harem. No, I'm not gonna say that. Yes, Vanessa with deluxe. Okay, not so lucky there. In the back. Autoname wouldn't rage quit. No. No, you wouldn't. Such nice legs. Oh right, yeah, of course I know Darth Vader. Come on, I'm not that young. Well, pretty much. But the thing is, Marlon, right? They still make her look like a snake. It's pretty good. It's still pretty good. Yeah, trust me, Miguel. If I just raise my armpit like this in the morning, you're dead. It's finished. It's game over, man. Now, if I lose this, okay. I was going to say. Oh my gosh, it's the last match. Oh my gosh. I haven't even upgraded the card. Oh, Miguel's being surreptitious. No, wait. Salacious. No, wait. Soliciting. That's the one. Soliciting things. In it. But GG. I guess that's it. Yeah. I like at this point. You like when you even try to get an opponent. Oh, I might get it. I might get it. But sometimes it just goes. Eh. No, it's it. It's 6. It will say, eh, kaput. Okay, right. I guess that's it. Kaput. Finito. That's it. Whatever. So, you know what? While we're here, because this is a stupid thing, isn't it? Right? You can actually still have access to training mode. So we're going to have a quick look at the cards. Since I'm one pull away from oh. I can't stay in the mode. Okay, well tonight we'll do it. But first, we're going to stick the cards on and have a look at the damage. Right. Right. So you know the Noah set. Okay, I should do that as a comparison. Right. Let's go. Right. Training mode. Should I put somebody else on this? No, I need somebody who's got rapid hits. In fact, so I'm gonna put them on. No, not you. I'm gonna put them on Hamaru, I think, because he just does chop. And I think that's a good idea, right? So it's Hamaru, our lovely choppy chop friend. Cancel basic attacks. Hey, look, come on, man, Marlon. What do you mean? I'll show you anyway. But you know what? I'm gonna quickly do the 2 things that Saint talked about as well. Let me just do this, right? So first of all, we're gonna stick on the old. Saint's probably calling me up now. Hold on. Hello. And we don't need that anyway. It's fine. And we're going to have a look at the basic damage. Alright. Training mode. Jail is awaiting. Wow, what mouse wheel does this? That's funny, isn't it? Okay, anyway, right. So, we've got the Noah set on, right? So, basic attacks, right? That's 100,000, right? You know it's a super armor clocked in, whatever, right? Uppercut, 165, right? And it should be the same. Let's do one more. 167. Yeah, remember that. 167. I'll make a note because I know everyone's daft. 167. Hey, Juan. Hey. Right. 167. Right. And then we're going to switch out the cards. Remember that criticals may or may not happen. It's all a matter of luck. So let's go have a look. Where is this stupid thing? No, that's it, isn't it? The odds of fun. There we are. Okay. Right, there we are. Plop. Hey, Mikhail, what's up? 169. What do you mean 169? Is it 169? And you know what? You're not even that, because that the thing is that with that amount of hits, it actually can still have a critical inside that. So, you know, let's say between 160, 169, whatever, that's fine. That happens, right? Now, got a full powered shine set. Oh, you have to hold forward? Really? I don't have to hold forward to do that. But let's have a look, shall we? Look. It didn't work. Ah, you know what? Maybe, well, okay. Well, hold on. Let me just do this, right? So 167, 169, right? Right? 107. Oh, it's bleeding. Okay, whatever. That's just random, isn't it? 1, 2. Right, but for the uppercut, 150. 150. That's actually lower, right? Then we'll do it again. And he's bleeding, 163. Well, okay, fine, whatever. Doesn't really count, but that's still 163. The thing about the critical set is the Noah set is consistent. It always hits generally around the same. I mean, yes, you can have a critical, but it generally hits the same. Why is he getting a lot of more bleed damage this time? 149. 149, you're like, what's going on? If you're unlucky, that's it. Hello, Saint, you're there. Are you trying to call me? Whoops. I'm just in the middle of a little... 166. It's like... Plus bleed, it's like... One more time. 151. You're just like... Do I have to be super lucky or something? I'm like, what is this? And that's why... I'm like... Frankly, I think if you want consistent damage, I'm going for Noah's set. I mean, if you're super lucky, okay, great. But I'm like, it doesn't seem to do the same damage at all. It's really weird. And just one last thing. Sorry, Saint, hang on. Akane, why do you want... I haven't got the Akane set. I'm going to get that after I get my my last pity. But just to show you, right? So here is one attack, right? It's actually one button will actually give you 2 attacks. So if I press block, it cancels it, right? And it's the same for... Well, okay, not for every move. But, in fact, actually, let me just try that. Right, okay. Okay. Let me just try something else. So, is I pressing forward? I don't know. But, yeah, if block doesn't work for you, then press forward and block, I guess. That's it. Okay, right. So I will do a comparison with Akane as soon as I can, right? But that's it. I've got to now get on the call with Saint. So let me just put on a nice little waiting window, and we'll just stay on the line, ladies and gents, and I'll be with you ASAP. Ba-ching! Yeah, that was PvP, wasn't it? Great. Okay.
up? Can you hear me? Awesome. Yeah. So, I saw the what do you call this? The Saint interview. You can use 4 instead of the A, so that people know it's like the Saint from Omega. Yeah, because there's actually quite a lot of Saints out there without the A or the 4. No worries. Uh, so Ellen, I think I'll just call you Gunny, right? On stream.
Bloody spear. Bloody rush.
Now we can have a chat. And start. What? It's your call. It's your stream. So I'm kind of already prepared. So. I'm already prepared. I've prepared all the. If I need to share my screen, I know what I'll share. And I've seen your work as well on your website. It's pretty nice. The 2x2 matrix. Hi guys. So I guess we've started.
All right, I'll unmute myself. Like, okay, Saint. I'll probably cut this part out and just put it back on the internet. But can you raise your?
Yeah, no worries.
Is it possible to raise your microphone a bit more?
Could you raise it on your end? I'm pretty sure mine's
okay.
Pretty maxed out already.
All right, let me try. Hold on. Okay, what we do is we do that, and then we do this. And I'm turning my stuff down. Right, speak please.
Hello.
Is that loud enough for everyone?
Yeah, it's pretty alright.
I think we got some people in the chat saying they want to say hello. It's Kimper Looker.
Yeah, hi guys. I'm pretty sure most of them already know one another. So today is more like of a nice chit chat, get to know Gunny here, and of course talk a bit more about tier list, and yeah, it will be a special surprise today. We'll probably talk about Gunny's tier list as well as my own, and it's a brand new one. It's a 1v1 tier list, so not the tier list that I've been sending around or in the forums as well as the Discord. Oh yeah, speaking of the Discord, Gunny, is it possible that you put Omega Discord's link in your description?
Oh yeah, of course.
Just in case people want to join. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. That's the whole point, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, cheers, mate.
You know, we're promoting each other and stuff. And thank you for
Yeah,
introducing my show to everybody. Right, so let's begin proper. I guess everybody's saying it's okay. Right, so yes, we'll start properly from here. So today we're going to chat with Saint, and as he already told you, we're going to talk about the tier lists and all kinds of cool things, what's going on with the Discords, what's going on with the community, introduce ourselves to each other, and of course, everybody on chat probably knows each other already. So let's get on with it. So Saint, welcome to what we used to call the On Show. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah. So just want to start off by saying thanks, Gunny. So frankly speaking, I've always been watching your stream since I started playing, because I've been always looking for a streamer from Europe. You're probably the most famous, is that correct?
To be fair, I'm not sure there's much out there, to be honest.
Yeah, no, there are. I mean, there's so one of my guildmates from Europe streams. I think the Spanish guy, but basically he doesn't have as many subscribers. So I got to know you through just finding out who's the streamer from Europe, streaming on YouTube and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So guys, hi. I'm Sane. I'm the guild leader of Omega Guild, and we happen to host, more than 50% of the top 40 players. I mean, the reason why we're having the call today is because we wanted to gather all the leaders of the community, and I definitely see Gunny as in the forefront of leading the community here, not just for Europe, but for the wider community as well. And the reason for that is, I mean, this game can't grow without the community growing. So if you look at all the previous case studies of all the big famous games that really, hit esports level kind of big, it only reached that kind of market size because the community grew. So that includes Counter-Strike, that includes Dota, so on and so forth. Yeah, and I hope one day KOFAS gets quite big, because I really enjoy this game. I'm pretty sure you share the same sentiments, Gunny.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, I started Omega Guild because I had a vision that we could gather leaders of the community together, not only doing well in terms of PvP, but showcased good leadership and character. I mean, a lot of people have been asking, how do I manage, and how do I, gather 50 people who seem to have huge egos on paper because they're doing so well and everything. But the key thing is there's certain cultures that we want to develop, and somehow we managed to make sure that everyone was a gentleman before they got in, and after they got in they became more like one, and we've been just growing ever since. So more and more people are joining us, and it really thanks to you guys. Shout out to everyone in the Discord group, shout out to everyone in Europe as well. Yeah, things has been going smooth for the growth of the game. Although the battle card system sucks, guys. So I agree on that. Yeah. So Gunny, tell me about yourself. Yeah.
Well, so players might recognize the name, although it's kind of currently Orochinagi, but as everyone kind of calls me, it's Gunny. From the old school, because I'm very, very old, and I've been playing King of Fighters since 1994, and we built a website, Orochinagi.com, and we've been, I say we had a big team of guys and the ladies as well, and of course we helped organize tournaments. We worked with S4int, just promoting the game, just helping everyone have fun, writing FAQs, doing all kinds of stuff. And as you said, it's really the community.
You're top ranking the guild. You're top ranking the guild ladder as well, right? I think I've seen you guys in top 10 before. Yeah,
I'm not sure about top 10, but it's been up and down, and I'm sure maybe you don't have these problems, but as you know, like trying to get to the top, we need a lot of donations, and some people just they kind of don't really give what they're supposed to. And I'm not really that strict enough, but we've got like top 16 we managed to get up there at one point, and now it just kind of fluctuates. But yeah, we're around, we're still here kicking about, and we just want to help everyone enjoy the game. So how long have you been playing the game?
Since December last year, and I was a noob then. I didn't get taken set. A lot of people don't believe I don't have a Taken set, but yeah. Do you have a Taken set?
I've got one, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Orochinagi's website was one of the first that showcased guides, I think, for KOFAS. Is that correct?
Wait.
I remember reading it like in the early days in December.
It showcased you. Well, I mean, we probably did. I mean, I tried to retire a few years ago, but occasionally when there was something big going on, I'd still post a message on the website and on the social network. So yeah, we did push for King of Fighters All Star, because it was the game that actually looked more like King of Fighters rather than cutie kind of super deformed characters, and I really like the look of that so much more than the others. So yeah, we tried to push it. Yeah. But did you play before? Did you play any KOF before?
No, actually, I've never played any fighting game prior to KOFAS. I mean, I casually played it. You know, when I was a kid, I just played a game and didn't really like it. So KOFAS is the very first fighting game that I've actually ever played in my entire life, and it's not only the first fighting game; it's the first mobile game I've ever played.
Wow.
So I actually came from a hardcore PC gaming master race background. So my gig at home, it's like 5 digits. I've got a LAN room at home and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm crazy about single player, you know, the whole immersion gaming kind of thing, where I have surround sound and I just lock myself in the room and play horror games. Like, holy shit.
Right.
Yeah, so this venture into KOFAS it's the very first for me. And I've never, you know, looked back ever since. Yeah.
Okay, but what attracted you to this game?
Okay, so I guess it's the ease of. So I don't know whether you guys agree, but I think it's quite newcomer friendly. When I at least at the time when I picked it up in December, so I don't know about now though. Yeah, but in December I remember picking it up and things were very easy to ease into. That includes the animation. I mean, I was familiar with the characters. So Gani, I think I've seen in your stream before you collect some like figurines and stuff like that and toys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got a couple. Yeah, got a couple. But how did you know KOF? How did you recognize the characters anyway before playing the game?
So I mean, I mean they're really famous. Yeah, I mean Kyo and what's his name, Yori were.
What's his name?
Yeah, like they're the most. Actually, my Shiranui guys is the reason why I remember King of Fighters. So yeah. For those who don't know, my wife looks like my Shiranui, in my opinion.
Holy
so I
crap.
married.
Pigs
I married
now.
my wife.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah, and it's not by coincidence that I have a my Shiranui 1/6 figure action figure in my room as well, and of course other stuff that I love, including Hot Toys, Thanos and Iron Man and stuff like that. Yeah.
Right, cool, nice. Yeah, we won't ask about the condition of the figures, whether they're still dry or easy to clean.
Do you collect Hot Toys?
I've been thinking of no. Actually, no. I'm not collecting Hot Toys, but I know I have a friend who's quite into it, and I know they're quite the high level figures, aren't they?
So they're quite expensive, but I buy like 1 or 2 a year. I don't buy many because I only buy like characters that really make a huge impact in my life. Yeah, so I guess that's okay in terms of managing the budget.
Yeah,
but,
I can imagine. I just want to have a quick shout out to some of the stream monsters that always attending and keeping me company. So Last Cost is just about to go, so shout out to Last Cost. And we've got some questions, of course, but we're gonna try and get to you guys in a second. We haven't actually quite finished our introduction, I think, but let's kind of wrap that up. And ask you. Let me ask you. So, why did you want to build the guild?
Well, KOFAS was in its infancy when I had this idea of gathering the best of the best, right, and leaders of the community. So I guess it's in the nature of how I do things. For those who don't know, I have a career in strategy consulting. So I tend to like to work in teams. I like to grow things, whatever I invest into. The previous game I was invested into is Counter-Strike. So actually I coach Counter-Strike as well. I've coached about 30 to 40 people in my entire life for Counter-Strike. and I used to be a captain of a Counter-Strike esports team as well. Relatively small in Singapore, no doubt. But regardless, I was passionate about community then as well. So I was just bringing what I learned in the past, combining both my personal kind of hobbies together with my professional skills and competencies. And, decided, hey, why don't we just build a guild? Why don't we make sure that everyone is really engaged in the guild? And ultimately, it really boils down to growing the community as a whole. Like I said, if you want a game to last long, I mean, these games are subscription-based, right? Or rather, whatever, money-based, or pay-per-play based, or whatever you want to call it. And the only way that's going to continue, indefinitely, is when people just continually supporting the game. Yeah. So all in all, it's really just for the growth of the game and the community. Yeah. And it helps, right? I mean, look, at the end of the day, the end game, what's the end game in KOFAS? It's really PvP. Because I don't think the end game is PvE. There's no end game in PvE because they're always going to release power creeping and stuff like that. So like Awakening level 10, ouch. Or Awakening level 100, ouch. So PvP it's pretty much the end game, at least based on my hypothesis. And I built my, my plan was to build a community around this hypothesis where PvP was and is the end game. Yeah.
Right. But do you think there's going to be an end to PvP? I mean, we have both seen the development of the characters and changing the meta of how we play PvP. And in the beginning, you remember that when they introduced the Awakening system, I remember hearing that it was changing things so much they were considering to remove the Awakening system. And in fact, PvP was then level capped at 90 to make sure that everyone had a kind of level playing field. But because of the new things being introduced, like the 1% or 2% life when for 2 seconds, you're invincible for 2 seconds or whatever. I mean, do you see that this is going to continue, or do you think that it's going to kind of be stable?
Frankly speaking, I do see. I don't know whether you guys have noticed, but Netmarble has been releasing characters and releasing sets and equipment that's tending towards balancing character matchups. Or I wouldn't use the word balancing character matchups. I would use the word trying to dethrone the old meta.
Yeah, counter characters.
Yeah, that's right. So everything, what I'm realizing is that things are becoming more of like a scissors paper rock kind of scenario these days. So I'm just waiting, right? Everybody's waiting. I bet you are too, Gunny, for a direct Gonit's counter character. And I figured it out really quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I think Adelheid does pretty well, but I think if Gainit's just, he's a bit more patient and knows what he's doing, then he just destroys everyone.
Correct, yeah. So an optimized player versus an optimized player, Gonitz always wins at Adele. Unless a Ryogo breaks really early. So Ryogo, I mean, we all know that Ryogo is always the exception, guys. But yeah, so the scissors paper rock scenario in the current meta is quite interesting. So pretty much everyone has kind of like a direct counter. There's only a few that don't. Gonitz doesn't exactly have one. Some may say it's pretty big, but in an optimized scenario, the only way pretty big will win is a Ryogo break. So the keyword here is it needs to have a core. This character needs to have some core effect that creates a CC on bleed, for example. That would really destroy Gonitz.
Yeah, that's quite interesting because we've seen, like, for example, Lady Geese has technically a counter for Pretty Kim and Mukai and Lady Zero with the counter Petrify to stun core.
Yep.
Or a bit PvP. I think it's a PvP. Is it a PvP exclusive? I'm not sure, but whatever. The point is that she's a counter. But yeah, for Gainitz, you're like, not so sure. And even for Pretty Big, you're just like, and Pretty Zero, yeah. So yeah, I mean they're going to keep. I think they're going to keep going with this. I think they're going to keep creating counter characters. So it's going to be really, I think, difficult to coach, or at least I think you're going to have to keep changing the lessons for every 2 weeks or something like that. What do you think?
It seems to be the trend right now. Every 2 weeks a new character comes out. By the way, what's your take on Geese being a direct counter for Pretty Zero? Are you saying that Lady Geese is a direct counter for?
I don't think it's a direct counter, but I think that she has, Lady Geese has one thing to help against Lady Zero. But the fact is, it's like, okay, you imagine like the usual Lady Zero attack pattern. It's like boom, 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 cannon, right? Cat cannons everywhere, and then when she sends in the aerial cat, it's going to probably petrify. Now, the thing is that Lady Geese will be like, oh no, I'm petrified. But as far as I know, you have to hit her for then to get stunned. So then an optimized Lady Zero player will be like, well, I'm not going to touch her. So then what happens after that?
Yeah, you have a good point. Are you aware of Lady Geese's biggest abuse or gap, her kit being her S3 being dodge? You can dodge her S3. Are you aware of this?
Oh, no, wait, what? You can dodge the what?
Yeah, so the biggest problem I have with Lady Geese is that you can actually dodge her S3. So how it works, right, is that although on the description it's a grab skill,
right,
it actually does 2 strike skills first.
Right.
2 hits, which is a strike, which means it's blockable, and then just before the third animation hit, which is a grab, you're able to dodge.
Oh.
So it's very similar to Blue Jin, very similar to Kazuya, if you're aware of that mechanics as well. So like you can literally dodge Blue Jin's guard bypass skill, right? I think he has a stun on one of the skills, but that's only stun on last hit. So it's the same thing. So with the startup animation with Blue Jin, he does 2 punches to the crotch area or the thigh area or stomach, whatever.
Yeah.
And then if you block that, and then you just dodge after, you will never get stunned. So it's the same thing with Lady Geese. You can never get grabbed. However, there are ways around this. That includes if you have your S2 available, you'll be able to, catch her on the dodge. But that doesn't always happen because most people engage with S2 first. Likewise, another alternative is blocking the first 2 hits from S3 and then using her armor skill to neutralize. This includes Pretty Zero also using her S3 just after the first 2 hits.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, I mean, at optimized gameplay levels, I pretty much know just about everything in the game. So, feel free to ask me for all these little gaps and abuses, guys. I mean, my team and I, as in my guild and myself, we do so much testing to make sure that when we go into championships, everything is as optimized as possible.
This is one thing I think a lot of players lack is to have a really a good friend, a good teammate or a colleague or whatever to practice stuff, to actually try things out and see what works. And I can't say I have loads of friends, but I just want to beat them up. And it's actually a really smart thing to do if you want to actually progress in this game. You've got to try stuff out. So get in that PvP mode and try stuff out. And I know it's very, very tempting to press that attack button, but you'll definitely level up a lot more if you do that. Let's run through the chat and have a look if there's any more questions before we move on to our wonderful tier list discussion. So it's quite a long thing here. I don't know if you can see anything. Right, we've got shout outs to our stream. So we've got Nando, we've got Springtrap, we've got Humic Cow, we had Last Course. Let's see. Oh right, so yeah, there were some questions with block cancelling. It's very interesting because as you said before, you were saying like to block cancel you press forward or back plus block, and for some reason I thought it was just block, but Marlon was trying it live and he was like, no, it doesn't work. And for some reason on the emulator it works absolutely fine. I don't know if it doesn't work on mobile or something, but for me I just press block on the keyboard on the emulator.
So I'm able to execute it. So I play actually most of my guild members play on the phone, including Phoenix PHL. Most of us are using our mobile phones. We're able to execute it so long as you gotta have a decent size screen, I guess, for your phone. If you have anything less than like 5 inches, I think that's gonna be a problem because your block and your dodge button are pretty close. So I think it's possible. You just gotta practice. Actually, guys, I mean, if you want to practice this kind of stuff, feel free to drop by Omega Guild's Discord. A lot of friendly matches are there all the time. We've done many streams live to showcase how to do basic cancel blocking, basic block cancel or whatever you want to call it. Basic cancel, yeah, sorry, we call it that. It's pretty easy to execute. I mean, it's forward while you're pressing attack and then pressing block. As long as you're holding forward, you can just continue to attack again.
Yeah. Okay, well that's it. I mean, so if anybody's using an emulator, it might just work just by pressing block, but usually it's meant to be forward plus, well, forward then block. So there we are. That's
yeah. So the most important is it's forward and pressing attack. So actually, the sequence should be forward attack, then block while holding forward, and then continue the attack.
Aha, right, okay. So if anyone, hope that's clear for everyone. That's that. Okay, right. We've got Idres. We've got who else? We've got here. We've got Abdel Hakim. I think that's Kim DSF. And we've got Deadpooler. And Kim Perluka. I think it's the same person.
I think most of the guys attending the stream right now are from the Discord.
Yeah. So of course, if you're new to the whole thing, I'm going to put the link. You'll find the link to the Discord in the description. Okay. We've got Tanzim Akash.
Yeah, Gunning. So actually, you brought up a good point yourself just now. You mentioned that it's always good to have like teammates or colleagues to test things out together in friendly matches, right? I mean, that's the whole idea of creating a Discord that's public and open to public. Because I figured the best way for everyone to learn and really quickly get up to speed, improving their championship scores, and of course getting to know each other, was to actually start a Discord where the focus is play against each other and to have streams and coach and video reviews and like joint sessions like this. The whole idea is to get better at the game as well. Yeah, and I mean the testimony is as such. If you look at the top 40 today, roughly 25 or 26 or 27 of the top 40 players are all in the Discord right now, like the current top 40. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's divided into regions as well. That's really smart. So I usually, if I want to have a friendly match, I'll pop into the Europe one, and then I can see players like Banana Fist, Springtrap, Seiko Wallet, Kim DSF, all the good players there. So yeah, we definitely get some good matches in there. That's really nice.
Yeah, actually, I haven't seen you play much in our Discord though.
Yeah,
you should play more often.
I'm busy. Yeah. I'm a busy man. Right. Always promoting and all this stuff.
There's actually quite a lot of NA players, especially those in the east side of NA, that actually can connect to Europe without much lag. Are you aware of this?
I'm sorry, say again?
So there's quite a lot of NA players, North American players, from the east side, who are able to connect to Europe without any problems.
Well, that makes no sense to me at all.
Yeah, so people like Hydro Pyro, I don't know whether you know him. He's from NA. He's been connecting to Europe and playing, including Angsty Lou, if you guys know who he is.
Yeah, I did have. When we ran the tournament, Angsty Lou was helping out on stream as well. That was weird. Yeah, some of the players can get into a connection.
Yeah, that's right.
It's really weird though.
Cool. Anyway, shall we move on with our agenda? Because I think what we have out today, guys, we're going to be going through tier lists. We're going through Gunny's tier list first, and then we'll probably go through mine after.
Okay, do you want to share your screen?
You can share yours first. Let's go through your tier list.
Right, okay, I'll pop mine up then. Okay. Right, live editing. Oh, damn it, I'm totally prepared. Yes. Oh, this wonderful black screen. Here we are. Hey, hey! So this is obviously. This is actually the one I didn't. This isn't. We discussed this on stream, and I actually updated this a bit more. But you get the general picture, and we can squish some people around again. So the last thing we did on this tier list, if you can see, is we decided to move a couple of characters. Let me just shove them up here. And yeah, we decided to leave Janet away. So we put Adele, as we like to call them, into the middle here. And what else did we change? Stream monsters, let me know. What did I forget? Because I know we had a few changes. Oh yeah, it was
Actually,
yeah.
Gani, before you continue, can I just quickly ask what is the 2x2 matrix quadrant so-called the X and Y axis? Because I can't really see it. I can only see the bottom of the Y axis.
Right, yeah, no, this is a very, very simplified one, right? And it's because it's made by my friend Professor from Japan. The idea is basically SS is at the top, of course, you know, low tier is at the bottom, but the top character is actually top right. And I think a lot of people misunderstand this. But if you just imagine that you're reading a Japanese manga, it should make sense.
No, so I'm familiar with the 2x2 matrix. So my question is, what is the... So low tier is and high tier is the y-axis. What is the x-axis? So I can see a bit of the x-axis. There's a red word there, just next to Ling Xiaoyu.
Well-rounded. So it's well-rounded over here, and over on the other side it has faults. So
well-rounded and has faults.
Yeah. Okay, so
right.
Again, the top right characters and the characters within this top right quadrant should be the strongest overall.
Got it. Okay, I'm very clear. So, so in strategy consulting, we use 2x2 matrices all the time. So I'm very, very comfortable with this way of tiering.
Okay. And do you go right to left or left to right?
So my tier list is just using swim lanes. So left to right. So the top character is always from left to right. In each swim lane. So I have 8 swim lanes, which is 8 tiers in my list. It does not, so this is a little bit more in-depth. Your tier list covers not just low and high tier, but it covers more of well-rounded versus the, has faults. So I kind of like that. So let's definitely go through this in detail. Yeah.
Okay, so, well, let's begin. I mean, as everybody knows, in the last season, which changed, and I think it changed to a lot of female characters because they wanted Lady Geese to have her moment to shine, but they allowed collabs as well. But yeah, we have still up here, probably out of fear, we've got John Cena in the #1 spot. What do you think about that?
So on my list, John Cena is on the #1 spot. So just a couple of things I need to clarify in terms of assumptions for your tier list, Gunny. Is this assuming optimized gameplay?
Yeah. Optimized
gameplay,
is this best stones, everything.
No stones, right?
No, any stones that would complement them.
Oh, so this includes stones?
Everything, yeah. It's got to be optimized. Super
I've not actually done a list that includes stones.
Okay, I mean, I haven't tested out every single stone. This is just pure imagination, right? And that's what we discussed. So,
right.
It could change completely. I don't know.
Yeah, for me, I've not done a tier list on stones yet. My tier list is a couple of assumptions. Optimized gameplay. That means best in class players, aka 10k players or whatever, or people who are really well specialized in them. Like a good example is Snow, who plays best in class for Ignites. Do you watch Snow, Gary?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so the thing about the assumptions that I also have is that it's in the 3v3 setting, not a 1v1 setting. Most people do tier lists on a 1v1 setting. What that means is a 1v1 setting would be everybody plays a round robin with one another, every single character. The one with the highest wins will be on top.
Right.
But the way I did it was it caters for a 3v3 scenario, specifically in a 6 draft and no restrictions with no stones. So people like Nameless, he's not really good in 1v1, but in a team setup, he's quite useful because he's able to sweep. So for example, also Lady Big is quite high on my tier list because she's very useful in a 3v3 setting, simply because she has the ability to do anti-sweeping and juggling as well. But if you put her on a 1v1 list, I've ranked her a lot lower. Later, you'll be able to see my 1v1 list, which I've never released before. But in short, the list that I've been doing publicly on my Discord and as well as in the Netmarble forums has always been a 3v3 setting, which people tend to not understand. Most people do tier lists on a 1v1 setting. Yeah, like, matchups versus matchup, who will win the most matchups.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Just to clarify, when you say free versus free, are you counting like leadership skills?
No, I'm not. So it's championship rules, level 90, and then balance for championship with no capsules and no codex buff.
Right. Okay.
Which is once again, so if you look at all these assumptions, then you'll figure out why. Like for myself, I put BB Van quite low on the ranking in my 3v3 tier list. Because in championships, right, when you remove the buffs and when you remove the capsules from BB Van, she's very much more paperish compared to if you use her in friendly matches. So that's something a lot of people don't realize as well, that a lot of things scales quite exponentially in championships. So once again, like Maxine, which is Lady Max, she's really paper in championships as well, and she's not as effective in FM because of the lack of capsules and codex buffs. Yeah. So all in all, if you look at all the considerations, that's why my 3v3 tier list, certain players are characterized as such. Adele as well, super paper. Yeah. So not many people know this, but when you remove balance a character to 90, have all codex buffs removed and all capsules removed, most of the attack characters has an average of 1000 defense only as their base stats. Were you aware of that, Danny?
No.
Yeah. So my understanding is that BB Van, Adele, and Lady Max have less than 1000 defense. Some have a little bit more than 1000. As in some other characters, but these guys have less than 1000, and not only that, their lives, their HP alone is, I think, around 60 to 70k, which is really very little as well. I mean, Orochi by himself as a default HP is very close to 100k already for base. Yeah, so I mean, I've done all the numbers and I've done all the considerations, and my judgment call is the 3v3 tier list as I created. But once again, guys, I mean, we're going to review 2 tier lists today. One is Orochi's one, Gunny's one, and as well as my own 1v1 new tier list that I'm coming up later with.
Okay.
Yeah, so anyway, let's go back to the tier list. Well, so undisputed, I agree with you, John Cena is probably the most cancerous character to deal with in a 3v3 setting. And you're definitely for this as well, right? I mean, that's why you put it on top.
That's it. I mean, it's just, I mean, the thing is, right? It's like we were saying that John Cena and Rock, right? They're absolutely terrible. But I'm thinking that the new meta from Iori and K-Dash have, they've been designed to kind of stop them, but it's just, we're not in the situation where we can really test this because Iori and K-Dash are now out of championship. What do you think?
So I think Cena's still in top tier. The Rock has dropped a bit, simply because he doesn't have hyper armor, so he doesn't really do well in clashes. And another thing about the Rock is that because he's an attack character, and he doesn't have the passive core like John Cena, where once he hits less than 50% health, he actually takes 50% less damage. So he's a lot more paperish and less durable. So he's dropped out of the meta because he's still in meta. If you're an optimized player, the best rock player I know of is Yurgen, the Korean guy. Do you watch Yurgen?
No, I
Gani?
don't know that.
Yeah. So I'll drop you a link to Yurgen's Twitch. In my opinion, he's the best KOFAS player in the entire world.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so better than all the Brazilians and from everybody from all countries and all versions of KOFAS. So he plays in the Korean one. He sometimes shows up in global and Asia one, and Asia 2. Sorry.
Right.
So yeah, Banan, he is in my opinion, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people will not dispute this, the best player in the world. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's a very good rock player.
So what does he do the just grab and then 3 punches and you're dead?
So the idea of a good player, right, guys, is a person's ability to predict and abuse the gaps and to catch others. So he doesn't make much mistakes in this area, if not any. He's just really good at catching. And so to be fair, he plays on an emulator, so he has a speed advantage. But regardless, even if you take away the emulator, I still think his if you look at his decision making, his timing, his knowledge of the game, I still think he will still be the best. Yeah. So Cena, number 1, no doubt about it. The Rock, I think he has fallen a little bit. That's my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm interested to know why you
on this
put
chart?
Lady Max just below Cena.
But you put in here, basically. Oh, so where do I put Maxine?
No, I'm just wondering why. I mean, you don't have to change it now. I'm just wondering why.
Oh yeah, we can
I mean,
change it now. It's more fun. We're just messing around with stuff. I mean, I don't. Yeah, we can mess it around. It's fine. Yeah. So, it was the beginning of the season, and I just had no idea what Maxine was doing. And as far as I could tell, once she grabbed you, that was it. It was over. I was just watching my health just drain away, and I was like, okay, fine. And then it's like you're at the other end of the screen and she'll just unleash the laser, and if you dodge that, she'll run and grab you, and like, okay, fine, I don't seem to be able to escape. But saying that, more recently, maybe I'm just more lucky now, or I'm facing worse players, but it seems a good bit of rolling, and it's not too bad.
Yeah, basically, I think Lady Maxine is actually quite manageable. I've only been swept by her once this entire championship, which means I made a mistake. Shout out to, I think it was Divine who swept me with her. Or was it reverse? One of them. So basically, the idea of handling Lady Max as an optimized player is just watching out for her S2. It's actually quite predictable because her S2 range it's not that far compared to, say, BB Van or Rock Howard's S2. So those are a little bit more superior in terms of range for catching, including the Rock WWE's S3 as well, which has really crazy range, and John Cena's S3. When you compare it to her S2, it's actually less range, 1 or 2 characters less. Yeah, so you want to take note of the range of which you start engaging with a guard break or a guard bypass skill. That's how you manage your matchups. Everything else after that is just block. Simply because Maxine, right, although she has range, all her range skills, you just want to block them. You really don't want to concede getting hit by them. One thing, you lose cooldown reset because of S3, and you'll get hit by dots as well. So you really don't want to dodge too much when playing against a Maxine. How you want to manage her is either clash with her with her S2, take away her immunity first, and then just block all the way. So the key to managing Maxine is once you clash with her S2, right, she's actually quite weak if your clashing skills are able to stagger her. So let's talk about Vice. Okay, so Vice uses an S3, clashes with a Maxine S2. Vice uses an S1, where it has a lot of hits per second, right?
Right.
is the one where she flies up in the air and
kicks in the air. Yeah, I love it.
yeah, that's right. So when that happens, right, Maxine will actually be staggered. You can actually start an S2 before Maxine can even use her S1 or S3, and then immediately block, for example. So when you do that kind of situations in your knowledge of the game in terms of clashing and staggering, and as well as understanding what a Maxine player is dependent on, actually the Maxine player is dependent on refreshing her S2. The moment you block, and she uses the S1 and S3, what happens is that she loses the ability to refresh her S2, and then you can just abuse her after. So it's really just about having knowledge, and then everything else is execution. But the reason why I put Maxine lower on my tier list, she's tier 3 only, is because of these reasons. And she's pretty paper once you kind of stop her S2 attack. And another thing is, because the range is shorter, and if you're using characters with hyper armor, people like Lord Kim, people like John Cena, people like Lady Pig, you can just neutralize it by using your own hyper armor as well. Yeah. And once again, bait out S1 and S3 by blocking or clash with it. I mean, if you're using pretty big, right, S1 staggers the opponent. Whoops. Yeah. So one thing that you should take note as a Maxine player, if you clash with another armor skill, Maxine spends quite a lot of time in her animation. She will punch the guy upwards, and that makes her vulnerable for almost a full second.
Wow.
So it's very similar to the Rock Johnson, right? If you use his S3 or his S2 against a character with a hyper armor or an armor skill or super armor, he doesn't do the normal animation. He like punches up in the air, and he's vulnerable that period as well. Same thing as Rugal. So if Rugal's God Press, hits someone having hyper armor or super armor, he doesn't press the person across the screen. He does an extra punch, which leaves him vulnerable. So it's really about understanding all these little gaps of windows and understanding of the clashing scenarios to really gain an upper hand.
Yeah, I've noticed that happen a lot with Vice's skill 2. It's really weird. I was saying that when we started trying it. Yeah, pretty much clashing against things with hyper armor, but it kind of leaves her kind of half floating in the screen. It doesn't seem to really give her any kind of advantage. And then sometimes the skill 3 just goes through something and does nothing. You're like, well, okay, great, wonderful, fantastic.
Oh yeah, so actually few people know this, but you can actually dodge an S3 from what do you call it, Vice. So how Vice works, right? It's very similar to KOFAS's S3, where the first hit is actually a strike, which means it's blockable, but the second hit is a grab. So the window for you to dodge is extremely small. It's the first hit, so we're talking like 0.25 seconds worth of reaction. So you can actually dodge a KOFAS S3, the one that he rushes for and grab you. So of course, a much lower example would be Lady Geese, like I mentioned just now, where the first two hits are actually strikes, which you can block, and then finally the third hit is actually a to grab, where you can actually just dodge Prime. So it's the same thing with Vice. You can actually dodge an S3 from Vice. It's pretty hard to do, by the way. So another person that has this mechanic is KFAS. So KFAS S3 is also a strike and then grab. So the first hit is actually a strike.
Yeah.
So in other words, you can actually block the first hit. Yeah. And then if you blocked it and then you dodged it, you effectively just block and dodge. Although it's really hard to pull off, guys. I've done it in like FN and everything. In champs, it rarely happens. Unless you have an emulator, is my guess. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, let's move on a bit more. We'll just did anyone got any questions? I'm trying to pay attention to the chat. I think I missed some. So if you want to re-put your questions in now, we'll try to answer them. But just a couple questions from me. Now you see over here next to the well-rounded, we put Ling, and I felt very, very scared by Ling because she seemed to have pretty much an infinite combo with the punches. But since all all the changes and all the new characters, do you think that she should move pretty much from this spot?
Which character again?
Ling.
Ling?
See, I'm moving. Ling. From
Sorry, I don't see your tier list anymore.
Oh,
I'm actually seeing
jeez,
just.
what happened there? Somebody pressing buttons. Silly me. Hold on. Thanks, guys, for telling me. Ah, jeez.
Yeah, I can see your nice goatee and beard.
Oh, thanks. Let's secure a t-shirt. Hey. Right, hold on. Let me see. Ah, the wrong button. Hold on, I'm concentrating. Where is it? Hey, what's happening to my... Okay, there we go. Whatever. Right, so Ling over here. I'm wiggling her. There we go. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There she is. Now, I remember she had an infinite in the corner. But do you think she's dropped down fashion now?
Or Ling Xiaoyu. Okay. Yeah, what about her?
Yeah, do you think that she should move out of this tier chart, or is she like obsolete, or do you think she's in a good position?
Okay, so frankly speaking, besides the I think Paul and Ling are pretty much out of the no restrictions week. I mean everyone's kit now includes Awakening, or almost everyone. Awakening really screws Paul and Ling Xiaoyu.
Okay.
So I pretty much believe they're kind of out of the meta altogether. So the thing about Paul, right, is most of his skills, when you activate it, it causes them to stand up. And then because you stand up, you can actually use your awakening skill to kind of like get out of it. Yeah. Okay. So it's up to you. You can actually leave it in. There's no harm. Because generally speaking, everyone that you wrote here, you can still see them during championships. Yeah. So it's really just up to you.
All right, well, fine. Okay. All right, let me put it another way. Where would you, first of all, where would you put Lady Geese?
Lady Geese in your 2x2 matrix. I think she'll fall more towards mid tier and towards the left.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, so I don't think she's top tier. She's more like mid tier, and she has a lot of gaps. So not well rounded. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Is there a particular character I should put her to replace?
I mean, we can slowly go from. So what I'm thinking is like we go down from top right.
Yeah.
So we deal with the quadrant on the top right first, since those are more popular characters.
Okay.
And then as we move towards the bottom left, we'll start to place people, I guess.
Okay. Right. So all right. Put it this way then.
Actually, have you seen my sorry, Gunny? Have you seen my tier list that I created before?
No,
the one.
I haven't. We're gonna.
Okay.
Look at it
So
all
if you go to
together.
the
I was
Discord-
going to do, but
Yeah, you can just put one left side and right side, so you can see, and then you can ask me questions yourself as well.
okay.
So if you go to the Discord, the Omega Guild Discord, just go to the bulletin. There's a tab, bulletin called tier list PvP.
Right. Let me just put this screen on here, so just in case I go over some.
Yeah, you can
Personal
put both
information or
tier lists up. I
something.
think it's enough space for both.
All right. Hold on. So I go to, what was it again? I go where?
To the bulletin and then look for the tier list PvP.
Bulletin tier list PvP. I see it. Right. Okay.
It's the 8th of October,
8th
20.
October.
20.
Okay, gotcha. Right. Okay,
Yeah.
Actually, try that. Well, yeah, not exactly side by side, but pretty close. Right, let's just show everyone. So, it was this one. Yeah, here we are. Right, so there you go. That is Saint's tier list, and it's as you can see, quite clear.
Yeah.
You're there
So
saying,
from left to right, on each tier would be the ranking order. So Cena would be better than Gonitz, and then Lady Big, and then Psyche, and then the next one would be K, PD0, so on and so forth. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Aha. Yeah. So I see you put Shion up in tier 2, and you put her. Put Shion higher than Nameless and the Rock.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
So optimized gameplay once again. Best player to use Shion would be Yurjin, the Korean guy I told you about. So the thing about Shion is high risk, high reward. But even then, her kit's pretty safe actually. So a lot of people don't realize, but her S2 actually reduces damage by 75%, which was it 70, which is actually quite a big deal. And if you use Ryogo on her, she's actually able to take some hits. But the most important thing, right, is her ability to remove the armor skill and then disable it for 5 seconds as well. So with the one-shot capability that she has, because the way she strings damage is pretty crazy because of her shock explosion.
Yeah.
Only gap she has, in my opinion, is her range. Yeah. So against an optimized player, she's hell to deal with. So if I'm ever playing Yurjin in global, I'd ban his Shion, just purely on the basis that she has this ability to sweep as well. Once she gets PG, right, and she starts the next round with her 3 PG and she spears you, she's just gonna kill you, and then it's a sweeper mechanic. Yeah.
Right.
So she is a sweeper as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So in a 3v3 setting and a 1v1 setup, she's actually quite a threat. But like I said, the only thing that's stopping her is her range. So once she misses her S1, she's kind of like useless.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, because the S1 breaks, right? Okay, look, she's not useless. Another option is that she clashes with you with any of her other skills, and she removes your hyper armor or armor from there as well. So actually, she does have options. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Right now, the only way to
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, so right now, one of the ways to beat her is using CC. But meanwhile, the initial so-called engagement with her, you gotta be more dodge-minded as opposed to clash-minded, because you can't clash with her. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So I'm looking at chat and I'm seeing, yeah, they're enjoying it. Now, so I'm not getting any intelligent questions here, so I'm just going to press on. But yeah, sure.
Actually, I want to hear from your end. Just questions about this tier list. So I did give the assumptions already, and how to look at my tier list. Frankly speaking, if I had more time, I believe your 2x2 matrix would be quite interesting, because it gives a little bit more detail, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, but as I said, a lot of people, they get a bit confused over it, and they're like, I don't understand, why is it right to left, left to right, and they're like, oh yeah, but blah blah. But it's always going to be, I think, a lot of arguments. And no, I like this because yeah, I'm not even actually now looking at Leona 12. I'm like, tier 4.
Do you know why she's tier 4 though?
You can tell me.
Where do you place her on your list? Let's look at your list again.
Let's have a look. Right, Leona, oof, down here. All right.
Oh, so I mean, she's tier 5 on your list, right? Which is lower than mine.
Yeah.
Do you think she needs to be higher or lower?
I think she's fine. So on my list, I think she's okay. But to be fair, I don't have that much experience with her. When I've played against her, I thought it's been really my own mistake for letting go of the block button and running into the Baltic, the launcher, whatever you call it, the floating green ball. It stays there. It's a bit like Orochinagi. Is it Orochinagi or? Yeah. The thing stays in the air for so long. You think, yeah, it's fine to move now, and then you just land on it, and you're like, great, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
But apart from that, she just does her, and you kind of just block it. And I don't think she's got any guard crash or anything like that, does she?
Okay, so she doesn't. But she can deal damage through your guard with poisoning you, which to me is just a gimmick, a little bit like a consolation. But there are times where if that poison goes by and then you crit on while the person is blocking, you can actually do a mini poison explosion. You know the term explosion, right?
Yeah.
So bleed explosion or lightning explosion like Shion. Yeah. So the thing about Leona is that they released her too late. It's really stupid from a business point of view that Netmarble came out with Leona a lot earlier, but released it in global really late. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
By then, right, there were too many new characters in the meta for Leona to be like effective or valid. Yeah. She's still good. I mean, when you're able to break through and then combo her well, she's a little bit like Nameless, where she's able to deal a lot of damage. But the difference between her and Nameless is that it's significantly harder to use her skills and connect them compared to Nameless. So in that sense, she's already lost out. And then the second thing is her 3PG. She doesn't gain PG as fast as Nameless as well, so she just doesn't sweep as she doesn't really sweep. Yeah. It's actually quite easy to awaken out of her 3PG compared to Nameless as well. So Nameless 3PG is a little bit more difficult to awaken out of compared to Leona.
Yeah, pretty much. I've seen some, like, I was fighting Tomahawk yesterday, and he did a quite nice combo with Leona, but I think still it's really more my own mistake for getting into it. But yeah, it's okay. Yeah, tier 4 was pretty good. But like above Geese though, really?
Yeah, you know what's funny? I realize our tier list is pretty much the same. You know, I mean it's not that different. The only one that's quite significantly different is Omega Rugal. So I know I want to talk about this. A lot of people always ask me like, why is Omega Rugal so low? Right? Yeah. So since you on your list, he's pretty high.
Yeah.
Why don't I ask you instead? Why is Omega Rugal so high on your tier list?
It's fear.
He's on tier 2 on your list, by the way. If you look at
Yeah, he's on tier 2. It's fear most of all, and I think everyone that generally plays against Rugal, they just freeze up, and then he just takes advantage. And there's a very, very interesting thing we found out. Well, I'm not even sure if it really works, but like, you know, a lot of characters, not a lot. Some characters now have like the reversal cores for Rugal, such as 0, so they can't get stunned by his nonsense. And as far as I can tell, you can punch his God Press. Haven't really tested that. Maybe that's
you can actually interrupt. Yeah, I've done it quite a lot.
Okay, so it's like he shouldn't be that bad, but you know, when you're dealing with things like lag and everything, and you just when he does that plasma ball, you just like, okay, can I roll? No. Can I block? Well, not really a good idea, is it? So yeah,
you can block and then e-dodge, which is
should be able to. Yeah, that's one of the problems.
The trick with S2 is you block. And then let it, what do you call this, tick for about 4 times or 5 times, and then dodge.
Yeah,
it's possible, and then you avoid the God Press.
Yeah.
So the reason why Omega Rugal doesn't rank high at all on my list is because optimized gameplay. Like, so optimized gameplay implies no fear, and the other thing is, actually, I don't know why you noticed, but his God Press is actually extremely difficult to catch with if someone is spam dodging. I don't know whether you noticed.
Yeah, okay. I've seen it against myself. I just can't do it myself. It's like, what's going on with this dodging? Trying to catch people.
So one of the biggest issue I have with Omega Rugal, right, is his animation speed for his S2 is actually quite slow, and his S3 animation startup is extremely slow as well. So all in all, right, if you look at so many people's kits these days, a lot of them combine their armor skill together with their guard break skill. But Omega Rugal's guard break skill and his armor skill are just separate. Yeah, and that's quite an issue actually. Yeah, but most importantly, is if you're in an optimized gameplay scenario, Omega Rugal has a lot of gaps which a lot of good players abuse. However, there is one good thing about Omega Rugal which still makes him possibly a threat in the current meta of no restrictions rig, is that if you're playing against characters that are melee based, Rugal has a slight advantage. So, for example, the Rock Johnson may have an advantage over. The Rock Johnson may have a disadvantage over a very good Rugal player, for example. Yeah. So But all in all, he's really so there's a famous player called Flint. I don't know whether you guys know him. He's been around since day one and plays in championships. He's very famous for drafting gold characters in his lineup,
Right.
and then likes to play against fast characters. So, if you put Flint against someone who's using Omega Rugal, I bet he could use a gold character and just dodge Omega Rugal non-stop. We actually practice this in our guild. Is that I'll get our guild members to use Omega Rugal, and then the other player would just need to dodge non-stop. And the player who dodges non-stop wins if he has all his life, or he's still left standing by the end of 60 seconds. Yep. So we call that dodge training, guys. Very useful. I highly recommend that you dodge train using Omega Rugal, because his catching ability is a lot. I would say it's average compared to like Rock Howard, which is damn easy to catch, and compared to Rock Johnson, which is very easy to catch.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
Rugal, I would say average catching ability, because just on the nature of his startup frames and his speed as well. So it's just too slow for today's meta.
Right. Is there something about dodging that like we don't know? Because I'm like, sometimes it feels like somebody dodges, right? Normally there's some sort of recovery, and remember that Netmarble said, yeah, after the second roll we're going to increase the recovery. But sometimes it just feels like people can just dodge infinitely. You cannot grab them or touch them or hit them. Is there anything going on there?
Yeah. So I've noticed about your gameplay, Gunny. So I watch you quite often. So the thing about you is you're pressing your catch skill way too late. So you're okay. So I've actually covered this in my first joint stream with Foggo Nation. Have you watched that by any chance?
I actually watched it at the part where you were talking about the break cancels and stuff. Yeah. But I haven't watched the full
Did you
thing.
catch the part? There is a part that I covered on how to catch. How do you catch players doing the dodge animation? If I were you, try to fast forward and find the part that I start talking about that, because it really reveals the gaps. I'll just explain it here again. So in order to catch players who are dodging or spam dodging, right, you need to understand that you need to press your skill before the end of the dodge animation. Most people press the skill at the end of the dodge animation. You have to press it before. The reason for that is because your own startup frames, you need to cater for that. So when you have a startup frame and then you're about to rush forward, and then you got to cover distance as well, what happens is if you don't press it before the dodge animation ends, which means the guy is already standing up, you'll miss him, because by the time you're reaching him, he's already standing up, and if he's standing up, he's able to dodge back. So the reason why you're missing is because you're not pressing it before the end of the dodge animation. You're pressing it at the end of the dodge animation.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah, absolutely. But I will say, normally I will say I'm pressing it, but it's just not getting, the input's just not getting there because of lag. But
I wouldn't blame it on lag. So I've watched your games a lot, and because your games reveal that your button pressing, I'm able to watch players button press because your input is being shown on the screen. Do you understand? Yeah. So I'm just telling you straight up, you're pressing it at the wrong time. You got to press it earlier.
Okay.
Yeah. So a couple of things about dodging, right? You're actually able to catch a person during the first 0.2 seconds of a dodge animation, and at the start and towards the end. So that's how the dodge animation window works. Everything in between the first 0.2 seconds and the end 0.2 seconds, it's an invulnerable frame, which means you can't hit them, neither can you damage them. So you really want to get practice this really well. So like I said, the dodge training practice, you really should do it more with like our members in the Discord, Gunny, which is you do the dodge training. Use Omega Rugal, get someone to just use dodge only, and he wins the round if he can reach 0 seconds.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And then you start to see and understand like how do you what's the word? like how do you improve, right? Is to really improve your ability to understand the dodge windows and the catching windows. At very high level gameplay, 9K and above, people rarely dodge. And when someone spam dodging, right, it's so easy to catch because we're so good at catching, right? You're literally conceding the round if you're just spam dodging.
Yeah. No. I mean, the theory is absolutely normal, and I've been, normally I play KOF and I know exactly how this works. But yeah, I'm just gonna. Yeah, sometimes I know. I like, for example, I was fighting Grong yesterday, and I'm like, I know I was being too slow because we have a great connection, and I was like, right, okay, let me just do that again, and then it was working fine. But I think, and this might sound like an excuse, but I think there are some issues with emulators, and of course there is some lag. Sometimes when you press the button, and it doesn't even appear on the screen. The input doesn't appear on the screen on time. But generally, yeah, sometimes I'm just slow. That's fine. Right. Okay. Guys, I think we've gone on now for quite a bit. We've done an hour and a bit. So it's already like, what is it, 1 a.m. over there?
Yeah, it's 1:17.
All right, okay, but you're running night shift tonight, isn't that right?
I'm alright. I mean, it's the weekend. So.
Right. But yeah, so we talked about the tiers, and I'm pretty cool with this tier list. Let me just have another look. Yum.
I think other than Omega Rugal, could we go back to your tier list? I think other than Omega Rugal, everyone's pretty much around the same area.
Yeah.
And you can ask very correct questions. I don't mind answering them.
Yeah, I think right. I see Marlon's got quest. Wait, what?
Yeah, pretty much the same. Okay, so at your tier 5, you have Mature there. I think Mature should be a little bit higher, but even then, she's just one tier higher in my list. So it's pretty much the same actually. Everyone's roughly the same.
Yeah. I see David Ramirez.
Oh, you put Kondo right at the top though. Why do you
Sorry?
put Kondo at the top? Okay, yeah. Kondo at the top is quite interesting. That's a fun.
Yeah, that's really based on legend, not from personal experience. But because we all heard that basically Kondo with a whole load of defense spheres was pretty much invincible. So not many people have that combination. So we're just like, well, okay, put him over there. I see it. What do you think about that?
Kondo being in tier 1.
Yeah, with all defense spheres, and basically, just you just can't really hit him apparently. Did you hear about that Japanese player that had
with stones, is it?
Yeah.
Did he use stones? So, I mean, if you're taking stones into consideration, I think Kondo is quite a force to reckon with. We'll find out soon in, I think, 2 or 3 weeks, because Stones Week is coming back, guys. So, yeah, Kondo with all the healing stones and stuff could be really a headache. However, my hypothesis is that, likewise, the matchups against a Kondo actually do a lot more damage because of their stones, right? It might cause Kondo some headache. So the way you play against a Kondo and how you beat a Kondo, guys, is that you gotta understand which skill of your character has the ability to effectively deal damage to him, which means it's able to do more damage than he gains back life. That's what I meant. So the characters with dot are able to do that.
Yeah, I heard about this. Yeah.
And characters that have less number of hit animations, the less the better. So someone like Gonitz won't fare very well because he has a lot of hit animations, and each per hit causes him to gain back life. However, if you just use your dot skill like S1, and if it actually causes him to bleed, or when he blocks and bleeds, then you just leave him alone.
Yeah.
Wait for your S1 to refresh and then try to catch him again. So that's the whole idea of being a Kondo, is to just identify which skill has the effective ability to damage him, and then use that skill. Do not use skills that give him back life. If you are doing that, means you don't really understand the mechanics of how he heals, and therefore you are going to lose the game because of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I've noticed. Yeah, hitting him is not really a good idea. So somebody like Ms. Big, get some poison in there, or some bleed from Harmaru. That would be probably good. But yeah, smacking him, not really a good idea. Right, we need to wrap this up. I noticed we had a question, an actual intelligent question From Marlon, he's saying, Saint, I saw Snow do a roll into block immediately with Nameless. How did he do it?
Roll into block. I mean, Snow has the Snow's playing on an emulator, so my understanding is an emulator's advantage is that your input is almost immediately as long as your keyboard commands, as you're pressing it. At the end of the roll, it will be the fastest possible in-game window for you to block immediately. However, on the phone, because your dodge and your block button is not on the same, and you need to use your single. You can't use 2 fingers to press it at the same time, or 1 finger to press it and then immediately press it in between while it's going to the second finger. In your phone, you actually need to lift your thumb to go press the block. So in that sense, the emulator has an advantage. So yeah, Snow can immediately go into a block simply because of the emulator. However, if you catch Snow before Snow hits the end of the dodge animation, which means it's during the dodge animation, but towards the end and not at the end, you still be able to catch a dodger, no matter how you spin it. There's a window to catch a dodge, even though this person is using an emulator and able to press block with the second finger preparing immediately after the roll. Yeah.
Okay, right, okay, so I've got some good suggestions, but I think you're probably going to tell, look, for example, Gren is asking that we'd like some analysis to improve a play style. I have a feeling that you're probably going to recommend they come over to the Discord and then present their video, and then you could do that.
Well, I mean, we can always do okay, so my issue here is that I don't play in Europe, right? Because if I was playing in Europe, I'll be able to connect with Gani and then just show live examples. But unfortunately, I can't do that. So, but I'm happy to do a video analysis sometime in the future, guys, together with Gani. So Gani, if you're willing to have some previous PvP videos that you've gone through, we can go through that in detail and then just watch the execution from there, and then I explain according to what I see, what the audience see as well.
Yeah, this is
so that's
falling into your this is in your field really, and it's strategy analysis.
Yeah. So definitely, I wouldn't mind doing that with Gani. So unfortunately, that's the best I can do because I can't connect to Gani and play. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll try and set this up for another time. I think it's pretty late now, and it's also dinner time, so I gotta go. So last chance for questions, everybody. Otherwise, I think that's pretty much it. Actually, I'll pick your bones because I'm just too lazy to actually read through the codex like everyone should. Any tips for fighting Liz at the moment, because she's been quite a pain?
For this week, Liz is quite a pain. I agree. Okay, so the thing about Elizabeth, right, is that Elizabeth forces you to be a very good catcher. Like the only way you can kill Elizabeth, right, is the window after her hyper armor is up, which is, if I'm not mistaken, it's 11 minus 4 seconds, 7, 3 seconds. You have a 4-second window for you to catch her during that period. And even in that period, when you're trying to catch her, she has a 35% chance of freezing you if she clashes with you with her S2. So all in all, the defensive Elizabeth or Betty or Christmas Elizabeth rewards them against players who are very bad at catching. Yeah. My advice is you just ban Elizabeth if you're not good at catching. If you're better at a long drawn out game or exchanges or clashing, then don't use Elizabeth. As in, don't play against Elizabeth, just ban it. The only way you can beat Elizabeth is your lineup has to be very catching oriented. So catching oriented would be people like in this week's meta would be Vice, Rock, WWE, Maxine, yep, BB Van. Yep, these are decent catches. The rest not as good. So Pretty Zero's not exactly good at catching. She's good at gut breaking. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So Brianna is quite decent at catching her S2, but she doesn't have armor on her S2. So unfortunately, yeah. So yeah, you gotta be really good at catching. So that means you gotta be a master of understanding the dodge windows and catching them accordingly. If you're not good at that, I don't recommend you play against a good Elizabeth player. Oh yeah, so Brianna, on your tier list, she's quite high, right? Is that correct? I think that's another one that we're not aligned.
Okay, yeah. I think she's quite good. She's like a kind of Ms. Big with the whole on-hit reversal thing. But the skill 1 is still a bit slow because it takes a few. She does the whole animation before actually going forward. But I put Ryogo set on her. It's quite nice.
Her guy. S1 is so slow, and it makes her so vulnerable, right? And that's when you want to abuse her. Okay, the reason why Brianna is not as high ranked in my tier list, right? In optimized gameplay, the S1 is really a counterproductive skill to use. If someone uses S1, it's really very easy to clash with because it's so slow. And the other issue I have with her is that her gut break skill is not the same as her S1 skill. And the most stupid thing about it is that her S1, right, when you use it, it doesn't give you much time to use your S2 with the armor still available. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you combine that with a 70% chance to gut break, which by the way, it's not 100%.
Yeah.
So S2 doesn't always break, which is really also very annoying. All in all, because of those two considerations, when you're playing against optimized player, they kind of abuse Brianna because of that. Her saving grace, of course, is her 6 seconds of invulnerability at 1% health. Yeah. But once again, there's so much dots in the game, so much, she kind of like has the ability to last an additional round. But the next round she tends to lose because the moment a single dot gets her, she's dead.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, it's a bit, pretty much what you said. I like to use the Ryugo set, but it's still a matter of chance. So if I'm lucky, it's great. But if I'm not lucky, someone's going to hit me while I'm doing S1.
Oh, her damage really. You're using a Ryogo on Brianna?
Yeah.
Her damage is really much lower with a Ryogo compared to a Kaya.
Yeah, of course.
I know where you're coming from. The utility of breaking is actually better, which I agree with.
Yeah, but sometimes you just need a bit of luck to get through in these games. But there we are, right?
Yeah,
so, there we are.
It's really tough to catch with her in general because she doesn't have an armor skill on her S2. Do you know that like an awakening skill, if you use an S2 and you're flying towards the opponent and he uses an awakening skill, it causes you to it basically can stun you back.
Right, stop talking. Don't want to tell anyone about that. That's it. No, they don't need to know that. I like using Brianna. No! Right, Duncan, you had a question about Brianna. You need to write it, not ask a question. So we're trying to wrap up here. But go for it quick. Yeah, Kamui's quite a pain. I don't know. I think I just try to roll and hope for it. But that's about it. Any advice for fighting against Kamui?
Do not use your gut break skill. Do not use your armor skill. If you have a counter attack armor skill, don't use it until his S3 is used. So that's a gap in Kamui's game, by the way. So his S3 is the one that gut breaks you, right? So if he gut breaks you, you can just use your armor skill to counter attack him. However, he could actually use his S1 prior to remove your cooldowns and then gut break you. So it's a scissors paper rock situation here. And his S1 is also dodgeable. So if he hits you with your S1, you can actually E-dodge out of it. So if you know all these little gaps, right, you can mess around with Kamui. He's pretty strong. I'm not gonna lie. I've lost to Kamui's before, but it's usually because I make a mistake, as opposed to Kamui is good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay. Right. Yeah, sounds good. Duncan is saying...
Yeah, sorry. Up, so you can also awaken out of it. And then counter him accordingly. However, Kamui, you know, something about him which I really think is really strong is his explosion capability, right? Where he's in the extra flame damage that pops out of nowhere. So if that procs, it's kind of like a paper cannon style, glass cannon style, right? If it procs at the right time, it can just one shot you. It's ever procced against me with my John Cena, and then bypass my core effect of the 50% damage reduction. Are you familiar with that?
No.
Gunny?
Nope.
So Kamui, right? If he procs his explosion, right? It can actually bypass John Cena's core effects of his extra defense below 50% of health. So it's quite annoying. I've ever been one-shotted below my 50% health before with John Cena against a Kamui.
Right. Yeah, I don't want to play against any of those. It's very annoying.
And another thing, I want to mention, right? Another thing is the average skill player would not perform very well with Kamui. So, Kamui doesn't exactly perform very well if you're not a very skilled player. I mean, compare that to like Gonets, where you're an extremely skilled player. Or you can be very effective even though you're not a very skilled player with Gonets, for example. Yeah. Gani, could you give me another 5 minutes? Because I just realized I did promise people I marketed that I'll be revealing a new tier list.
Right, okay. My wife's gonna kill me. Right, okay. Go on then.
Let me pop that into the bulletin right now.
Okay.
Already made the tier list.
So while he's doing that, I was just talking about the Brianna's football. Yeah, so it should disable the target's roll for 3 seconds. And even if they're blocking, it should disable their roll. But it's only 3 seconds. 3 seconds can go quite quickly. So I hope that answers your question.
You can also dodge within the first 0.5 seconds. It's quite buggy. I don't know why you guys notice. Like if you get hit by it, your disable roll doesn't get disabled immediately, which I find is very annoying.
Okay. I've also noticed a lot of people can't block it at all. It just hits them just all the time. I don't know if it's just super fast or there's something dodgy about it. I don't know.
Yep. So Gani, I just uploaded the latest tier list, 1v1 tier list in my bullet.
Let's see. Right, here we are. So this is 1v1, right?
Yep. Okay. More on character matchups than in a 3v3 setting. So I think if you put it on screen, I'll just explain. I think probably just 3 characters.
Okay.
Or 4 characters that shifted quite significantly.
All right, you see?
Yep. So guys, this is a 1v1 tier list. Very significant shifts include Nameless. Nameless was shifted much lower. Pretty big shifted away from tier 1 as well, to tier 3. Adele went up to tier 2. So Adele was tier 4. These characters are pretty strong, and of course Omega Ruga also went up. Yeah. So I'll go through this probably another time, or I might come up with I'll probably put this in the forum with a different explanation and a title. But in short, a 1v1 scenario assumes the fight starts on first round with no PG and no advantage. And then how does the matchup normally go? Yeah. So if you look at Pretty Kim, she's pretty high on a 1v1 as well. Yeah, and Shion is just shot up to tier 1 in my opinion, 1v1 scenario, which means first round, no PG advantage playing against other players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, I'm hesitant, but I think it's probably a well-founded decision because in my experience so far, she just starts off the round and then normally you have something with super armor or something with hyper armor to kind of attack, but it looks like her super armor on skill 1 just seems to outlast the others, or maybe they're doing it a bit later as a kind of on-hit reversal, and then as long as the skill 1 connects, you're dead. It's finished. It's over.
Yeah, I agree.
Lady Kim, I don't have much experience fighting her, but I think Kingslayer, or I think it was Kingslayer using Lady Kim, and that was nasty.
So you just assume that when you see Lady Kim here, you're playing against Kingslayer, but Kingslayer is not really good. I mean, relatively speaking, Lady Kim compared to Yurgen.
Okay.
So my standard here is Yurgen's standard of Lady Kim, who's able to do the infinite basic attack. Are you familiar with her infinite basic attack?
For Lady Kim, no.
No. Okay, so that's why. Okay, so that will shed some light. So Lady Kim can do an infinite basic cancel in the corner, which just keeps you airborne non-stop. Same as Lady Maxine, by the way. Yeah.
Hey, I think I remember seeing.
So once you get cornered by a Lady Kim,
yeah.
right, you essentially lost the game against an optimized player.
Right.
Because she can just kick you indefinitely in the air.
Okay. All right then. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I saw something. There was somebody doing. Yeah, that's it. That's actually I think probably something that's probably bugging a lot of people. I think I saw one character doing a hit cancel, just a basic hit cancel, but I might be tripping. But it looked like they were doing a basic cancel because normally, if you cancel your basic attacks, it's still going to continue the whole like combo flow of a basic attack. So if you press cancel...
Mitch didn't cancel correctly. You have to press forward while you're doing it.
Yeah.
If you don't press forward while doing it, right, it doesn't really cancel. It just stops and then continues the combo like you said.
So that is that. Well, that solves that then. Right, okay.
Yeah, actually, there's another tip I can give you, Gani, if you want to practice. Okay, so for different characters, right, you have multiple options for basic cancels for their basic attacks. So let's use Nameless, for example. Nameless can do a basic cancel on his first hit where he stretches his arm out like a needle.
Yeah.
He can also do a basic cancel at the third hit where he does an X kick, overhead X kick.
Yep.
Yeah. So Rock Howard, he can basic cancel on the first 2 jabs, which is using his fist, or he can basic cancel on the third hit with his, which is also a overhead X kick. So I recommend, right, you do a basic cancel according to whatever you're comfortable with. Some players prefer the faster basic cancel. Some players prefer the later stage basic cancel, which is more hits. What I recommend is that you should use basic cancels according to what tends to be the average across all your characters that you're familiar with. Which means the interval timings, your muscle memory kind of memorizes it already. So I tend to stick to the 3rd or 4th hit cancel. I don't do the first 2 hit cancel. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So exception would be Lady Maxine, because she needs to do a basic cancel at the first hit to do the infinite in the corner, which I've done a couple of times this week. So yeah. So that's a consideration. Hey, how are you able to access the training room? Oh, you haven't left.
I haven't left, yeah. I've got a special version.
Okay, so I'll just guide you right now. Okay, I'll just spend 5 minutes guiding you.
Right.
Okay, so you just press forward right now. Just press forward.
Yeah.
Just non-stop forward.
Yeah, all right.
No, just press forward.
Yeah, I'm pressing forward.
Oh, I don't see it on the screen. Sorry, that must be it. No, just keep pressing forward against. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Run your head into his belly non-stop.
Yeah. There's
Okay,
good
so
lag, just
most
go
important
for
thing,
it.
right, guys, is that your first command is always forward. It's not attack first. So if you press attack and then forward, it doesn't work. Okay, so that's the first. The second thing is, then when you press attack, you never let go of your forward button. So Gunny, you press attack twice and then press block and then press attack twice while holding forward.
Yeah, That's it. So
The intervals need to be exactly the same. Yeah, the varying intervals need to be the same. Yeah, there we go. Much better. There we go.
So you see that in comparison, it continues while I'm not.
Okay, so this is doing 2 attack hits and then cancel, which I don't like because it tends to create mistakes. Now you try to cancel on the 3rd hit or 4th hit instead of canceling on the first 2 hits. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah. Like that?
There's a lag input, so I can't see anything.
Ah.
Yeah, so once she raises a kick, you press block and then press attack again as soon as you can.
Okay, hold on. All right.
So once she kicks, you block and then just continue to attack again. Don't wait for him to unstagger himself.
Yeah, here we go. It's a combo. Well, it's a combo.
So cancel on after the kick rather than the jab.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Nope, you're not doing it right. Yeah, so you get practice, right? So whatever you're more comfortable with, if you prefer the jab method or you prefer the kick method, it's up to you.
Right.
Ah, nice. Okay, I can see it. You're doing the kick better. So I would, okay, first of all, I don't recommend you practice with Vist, because you don't really need to do basic cancels with her. Why don't you use someone who does basic cancels a lot? Use Nameless, for example.
Right, names. Okay, well, look, I've got to go. I'm getting screamed at.
But you won't be able to draft.
But we'll definitely, I think we'll do this again at some point. Hopefully we'll find a time that's we can both match up.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah.
Right, but like I said, we're going to put the link in description for everyone to get on the Discord. Come join in, and then we can all hopefully get better, right, at this. All right, so yeah, I guess it's time for shout outs or something like that. And yes, what would you like to, how would you like to end? S4int.
Nothing. I just want to say thank you for your time, Gunny. It was really a pleasure getting to know you. I was actually really looking forward to the stream. Yeah.
All right, cool.
So thanks everyone for your time as well. Hope you learned something new. I learned something new. Every time I talk to leaders of the community, I always learn something.
All right, cool. All right, yeah, like I said, we've got to wrap up now, so just some shout outs. And of course, thanks to S4int for joining me on today's stream. As you know, it's 7:44 for me, so it's probably about 2:44 for him. Oh my goodness, was that 1:44?
It's 1:44.
1:44. Yeah. It's not too bad, but still pretty bad. But luckily, it's the weekend, so we're going to try and hook up again at some point. Not hook up like that, Miguel. Calm down. But we're going to try and we're going to try and talk. Maybe do some analysis. But like I said, keep an eye on the Discord, and I'll put that link in the description. And yeah, so thanks to Deadpooler Duncan for your questions. And I know, it's an interesting question about is a cancel really a cheating method? Well, it's in the game, and I think you find in most fighting games when you get to a very deep level, there's going to be some very deep tech which gives the higher skilled players an advantage. That's just it, right? So. And who knows, maybe Netmarble will patch it later on. I actually told them that you can do this a long time ago, and they haven't done a thing, so maybe not. But thanks to Nando, Tomahawk, Snow. Hey, look, it's Snow. Who else we got here? Mr. Springtrap, Aaron. It's Aaron. Deadpooler. Who was it? Idres. Duncan. Sane. And everybody else who joined in on the chat. Thanks very much for Tomahawk. I see Tomahawk and Nando and Hamza, my student. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Like I said, keep in touch. We'll keep you informed as much as we can, and of course, enjoy the game. And we'll all see you all next time. All right.
Yeah. All right. See you guys. Yeah. Shout out to Snow.
Yeah. Shout out.
All right.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.